Good morning, everyone. Welcome to Talking Horses. Opening day of the Belmont at the Big A meet. I mean, if this room doesn't make you think of Belmont Park, I don't know what will.
I feel it. I feel
You
it.
really
Can
can.
you imagine if we're like, if we were there, we're going to be there soon. It's
I agree.
not even a year and a half away.
That's right. It's less. It's
But
a year and 4 months, basically.
excited about this meet. It means a lot more. We we got a little taste of turf racing. Now we're all in.
No, I agree. It's good. Everything's looking good. Obviously, a big weekend. You know, it's almost time for the Kentucky Derby.
It's right around the corner, I've heard.
Right. It's
Yeah.
very close. Very close. Greg's teasing me because we were listening to my videos. The handicapping videos are up on the NYRA YouTube page for the Oaks and Derby. We're doing a preview show tonight from 6 to 6:30. Well, we're doing a preview show that will start right after they run the last race at Oaklawn. So it's kind of like spinning a slot machine when that last race
Can I
may
just
go off.
say, this is how much this man loves everyone watching, loves New York racing. He could have been at the Kentucky Derby, but he wanted to be here to
right.
give his selections for the races here this weekend. That's basically the story. You are New York racing.
I wanted to be here. Thank you. I appreciate that. I want to be with you. I want to be with you, you know, for these big moments in racing.
I appreciate it.
You have an Oaks pick?
I do. You know what? I love Quiet Side, but I feel like she really got hurt by the post, so I'm going with Simply Joking. I think she is lightly raced, really showed a lot of gut and improvement in that, just the third start of her career. I think she's going to get a lot out of that, and I like her post.
And the scratch of the 8.5G makes her a dangerous horse to potentially wire the field. We'll see it affects the pace scenario. Take a look at those videos. Obviously, we're just a day and a half away from the Oaks. It's Thurby. If it's Thurby there, it's Thurby here. I'm really all about Thurby.
Yeah, it's a big day there.
It is a big day there.
Yeah.
All week is a big week. Anyhow, we're having a big week, too. Head over to NYRABets.com if you're not a member. A few days left to get the free $25 Derby bet as well as the sign-up bonus. Use the promo code DERBY25 to get more information on that. What else do we have, Eddie? Oh, Eddie's excited. We got a cross-country pick 5 today. You love a cross-country pick 5. 3 at Oaklawn, including the Majestic overnight stakes. You're pretty excited. Well, Greg and I will be talking about that
We'll be on
today.
for it, yeah.
Whew. Tell you what, the excitement's already starting. We have a show from 1 to 6. You know, Eddie, if they have a slate that says 6 to 6:30 next, they could have figured out the show ends at 6, right? Just letting you know. I'm just bringing it up. You know,
It's kind of baller to do that and just go, we're on at 1. We're not even going to tell you how long we're on for. Just deal with it. Just watch till it ends.
It never really ends. I mean, the truth is, it's every day. 6 to 6:30, or a half an hour period starting as the earliest at 6, or else a few minutes after, if by some unbelievable reason the Oaklawn last race scheduled for 6:56 goes off late. I know it's never happened. I tell you what, one of the great things that people don't get to see is when it's Jonathan, Greg, and I on the set, and it's the last race, and there's a train coming. I've been bad about it the years, and you would agree. I've gotten a little bit better. I've gotten better. I've calmed
have
down
gotten a
little
lot
bit.
better.
I've gotten better. Because Kinchin, JK, I mean, as long as that train was within 80 seconds of us getting off the air, he must be the Flash.
He doesn't even say bye to us.
No.
It's just
He blows through the window.
throws down the computer, boom, gone, out, bye.
Yeah. So if you ever see like a streak coming out of Aqueduct to the train, it's Kinchin.
He's taken over your role, yeah.
Yeah, he really. He's on steroids. He's my role on steroids. Thing is, I've seen how crazy he is, and we love Jonathan, but it is very amusing to watch. And I've seen him, and I've realized I can't do that. Plus, I'm a little old. I can't make it to the train in 3 minutes, and I used to try to make it fast. Anyway, we're excited for the weekend. We're excited for race 1. Greg is very excited about Cupid's Heart. He wants to start his Derby week off with a 2 to 5 shot. Now, I don't think she's going to be 2 to 5. She's really good, but I'm going to say something. She's a horse that at times has had issues coming out of the gate. Now, she broke very well last time, which is obviously a good sign, but I worry about that. Do you worry now with Tipple scratching and she breaks on the inside are you worried a little bit more that she could get left here and cause herself problems?
Yeah, I'm worried about that. And I'm worried about this performance. Yes, she's good. She's shown talent before. This was a huge step up. And it was off a long time away. It was off a 9-month layoff. She runs the best race of her career by probably about 3 lengths. And So I'm a little concerned that she could do that again here, second back off the bench. Does she come back to reality maybe just a little bit? Because that was huge what she did against Striker Has Dial. With Tipple out, I was going to pick Tipple, and with her gone now, there still is some talent in here. There's the pace setter with Golden Degree. I think Caldwell loves
She's
gold.
so unreliable.
She is.
Golden Degree. Main speed or not,
Yeah.
she is tough to take.
Oh, I'm not taking her, yeah. But at least Kali Magic, Caldwell loves gold. There's still a couple of competitors in here. She's Cupid's Heart, way the one to beat.
Oh, no question she is.
But I have concerns about how big that was coming back.
Yeah, I worry about her getting left. I'll tell you what I like. She's putting races back to back together. Something she has not done a lot of in her career. And I'm sure she's an immensely frustrating horse because she's always had talent, but she just has trouble staying on the racetrack and issues getting out of the gate, and I'm sure they're related. So as far as Caldwell Loves Gold, I think she's run some really good races. Now, I'm worried that she doesn't have much speed. But I don't trust the speed of Golden Degree, so I think it can help collapse the pace a little bit. And she is the one horse in here I feel has races that have a chance to compete with the favorite in this race if she runs her best race. So I took a shot with her to beat. I'm not against Cupid's Heart. I just wanted an alternative at a better price.
Yeah. I feel like she just kind of tailed off the last couple of starts.
She
but
has a little bit, but muddy sealed track last time against tougher field. Hurt by a speedy track on February 23rd, though she was inside. I'm just hoping a more favorable situation here and a more reasonable field. That was a very tough field in the Interborough, and I think she belongs in here in her best race.
Yeah.
We'll see. Race number 2. We're running 7 or 8 races today. We'll break after 4. Race number 2. There, I am not trying to beat Miss Lau. We will go back November 7th, Eddie, and take a look at that replay running second. The good Miss Lau is going to win here, Greg.
Yeah, I would completely agree with that. I do think there's a little bit of concern if she's this filly anymore, because she has tailed off. I mean, obviously,
She has.
I could forgive that last start, January 19th. She goes to the bench. It was way, way tougher than what she's going to get here. But then she comes back, and that did not inspire much confidence how she came back with that drop down. I just put blinkers on first time.
That
Maybe
was
she
a
doesn't like them.
fast pace.
It was.
It was a fast pace against better horses. She goes from a 7-pound bug rider we have not seen have much success to Dylan Davis. It's not like Dennis Laubman's totally giving up. He claimed her for 25. He's putting her in for 30. He's done okay with her. I just think she's going to beat this field. I don't like any of these other horses in here. But you are trying to beat her.
I am. I do think she's the one to beat. Having said that, I think there's some things to like with Harlan's Bond. I like the fact that she showed tactical speed going longer, and now it's going to cut back to 6 furlongs. That's shortening up with speed. I like the fact that she ran one of the fastest figures she's ever run in that last start, and that's a figure she ran actually 4 times last year as well, which happens
These
to
are
be
thoroughgraph numbers you're looking at. Just
Thoroughgraph,
so people
yeah.
know. Yeah, no, it's
Yeah.
fine. But
which happens to be near the fastest figure anyone's ever run in the field that she's done multiple times. And the
I liked her last race, too.
The 2 wins from her, they came at 6.5 furlongs, so I'm not that concerned about her sprinting. She won actually in her debut on the lead, and then she actually won stalking against N1X, State-bred N1X company back in January 12th to 24. So sprinting for me is not an issue with her, and I think she can get a nice tracking trip in here, and I like the cutback.
I don't disagree with any of that. My problem is that she's 2 for 26 with 4 seconds and 8 thirds. It's been a long time since she's won a race, and she just isn't a winning type. I totally agree with you. If you're trying to meet Miss Lau, she's the right place to go, and she's second choice. She's the only horse I would use as backup. I don't like Despo's Dream, claimed out of a cheaper race from Linda Rice. I'm not betting horses claimed from Linda Rice at a lower level races.
Yeah, I'm with you there.
All right, we'll see what happens in race number 3. Race number 4. This is one where I think race number 3, excuse me, we totally disagree in race number 3. And I'm not wow. Do you realize that we have all 8 runners in this race? What
great.
are the chances that we could each post 4 horses and have none of the same horses?
That's why I wound up going where I went. It's crazy.
Crazy
I mean,
price.
the 8 and the 9, I couldn't even. They would be my last 2 picks in here. But it's that kind of race.
Wait, we have 7 of them. I have your second choice. Well, Golden Purchase, I want to start by showing her race. And as you may remember, I bet her last time. She does not want to win. She does not
I wanted
want
desperately
to
to put her on top.
She
but
does not want to win. She is a total refusenik. She is 1 for 48, And this race exemplifies it, right? I mean, she was going by this horse about 6 different times. She just, what is it? You will not pass. You will not pass. Where does that come from? Anyway, where is that? I can't.
Harry Potter?
Maybe, I don't know.
No. Lord of the Rings?
I don't know.
I don't know. Anyway. Yeah, the 1-for-48 record gave me a little bit of pause for cause. I think in a lot of ways, just figures-wise, she's the one to beat. But I can't do it with that record.
I can't either.
Yeah.
I can't. So what's your Brown Don't Stop story? Better at a mile? You think better at a mile and eighth?
I think she's actually, he is a little bit better shortening up. Part of the fact that I'm not worried about the morning line in here.
It's
as we
Gandalf
said,
and Lord of the Rings, according to Keisha, by the way.
Thank you. No one here scares me.
No, nobody here scares me.
And you go back and look at the past races, thoroughgraph-wise for this horse. 7 of his 17 races are, aside from probably Golden Purchase, are the fastest figures of anyone in the race. So this horse has a body of work that are the fastest of anyone in here. I like the fact for the first time in his career, he's going to make an equipment change to try and turn things around a little bit in here. And I think cutting back to a mile, actually, I do think will help him. And that last time out, he actually did get pinballed around a little bit out of the gate. So I felt like he had a little bit of an excuse in there.
Okay. I'm not a fan, but okay. Iron Man Ira is the morning line favorite. Now, he was definitely helped by the scratch. Takes a little of the speed out of the race. I can't stand this horse. I don't want him going a mile. This is a horse that Rick Dutrow couldn't get to run well. I'm not taking him another barn. I think he's a terrible favorite.
Totally agree.
You obviously are not a big fan either. I think Albedo is dangerous. We'll take a look at his race 2 back, the one. I don't know where this race came from, but I thought if he could run this race, he could win in here. Now, obviously, he was in way over his head last time. I have no idea how good he is. They were too ambitious last time. So I thought he was a little interesting in here as a bit of a stranger.
I know I don't have him. I agree with you, though.
Yeah, I think he's kind of an all or nothing horse. Maybe he finds his friends in here. Maybe he doesn't. I pick Golden Gift. He's sort of a cop-out pick. I don't think you're going to get the 5-1 morning line here. He's a horse.
Sunday Gilt you picked.
Sunday Gilt. What did I say?
Golden Gift.
What am I looking at?
Oh, he'll be
losing my brain here. What little I had. He's got to get faster. Linda, this is not wholly a 50% drop off the claim, but it's similar. And Linda has super numbers dropping down like that, off 50% drops off the claim. It's close enough. He should be stalking, and I'm going to trust in Linda Rice. I don't think I'm getting 5-1. I'm not going to be surprised if he's favored in here. Are you? He's a little slow, though.
Ironman Ira is probably going to be favored, right?
David's usually right.
Goldfire's going to take money.
He's usually right. And Goldfire is second choice. What am I missing with this horse?
You don't like it all?
No.
There is the fact that he's lightly raced. There's the upside factor. Second start of his career, he ran a number that's competitive with this group. That was a muddy seal track.
Well, it was.
But coming back off, over a year away, he, thoroughgraph-wise, he matched that figure. I know Beyer-wise did not.
Four-horse field.
But still has room to move.
I guess.
Definitely jump forward off that performance coming back off a long time away.
I guess. I was not a fan of his. I did not like him in this race. So I did not change my picks on the website with the 7 scratching. I even thought Whitby was a little interesting for our friends at Little Bluebird Stable. Always rooting for them to do well. This is another horse. He's a little like Albedo, right? He's got that race 2 back.
Yeah.
I don't know where it came from, but it's good enough to compete here, isn't it?
I was not a fan.
Okay.
But yeah, no one would.
This is a wild race. This is a race where you want to take anybody, go right ahead. Race number 4. I was going to start the conversation, race number 4, with Gone and Forgotten's race 2 back against the boys.
Okay.
And then arguably, wasn't she in a little bit tougher than these in her last race? I thought she was kind of logical for OK Cantermachi. Did you agree or disagree?
Yeah, I think she's probably disappointing and a slight drop down. So, yeah, I do. But having said that, I went elsewhere.
Okay, where'd you go in here?
I like Irish Jackson.
Really?
I like the fact that there was a slight bump out of the break last time out, but she wins that race. She does it with a figure that she actually ran the
competitive.
first 3 starts of last year with. So it's not somewhere out of nowhere she's run before.
She's run
It's-
faster figures.
Yeah, than most this field. And I think that coming back off that performance last time out, she can equal that, or even equaling that, she's going to be tough in here. And I think she'll get the 1, the 2, the 4, the 8. I think all can present some pace in here where it could set it up for her trip to come from off the pace and win.
My problem is that she beat Lady Arwen and Poseidon's Mist last time, who probably would lose to you and I in a horse suit. So I just didn't like who she beat, and that's why I went against, but I don't disagree. She's fast enough to win this race off her last race. The speed is probably this one, Spiritual Lady, the number 4. I don't know. Neither of us are really a fan of hers in here. I kind of want to see this race again, don't you? I know she got a big buyer figure, but for the most part, she's just a little slow, isn't she?
Yeah, and other, you know,
What figure
figures
you
didn't
had her
have it that
slower?
fast.
Time format or fast? I don't
Really?
know. What would be
No.
more? I kind of. I mean, I don't. They ran on the right surface, right? I'm not going to in any way say they ran the wrong races, but you do kind of wonder. It's kind of like Affirmed, how he became. His only efficiency as a sire was on the turf, more than Ready. What would he have done on the turf if he had run? And Affirmed, they were going to run him in the Turf Classic when they used to run it here in November. And they didn't run turf racing for a week because they didn't want to abuse the course for him, and they didn't enter. They never entered him. Bet he would have been really good on the turf. Anyway, this horse at least made a move in the race. That's what I liked about him. He made that big middle move before tiring, so he showed me something. But I think one of these horses is going to win. Listen, you want Golden Symphony as the speed? I get it. First time for Brad Cox. And maybe it'll pay off, and he does have a fast figure, but
Churchill race is the standout race, right?
yeah, but it's not like they claimed this horse from some boob. They got the horse from Linda Rice, And well, I'm saying it's not like they claimed from a barn that improves horses off the claim.
Yes.
That does really well, and she didn't have any real success with this horse. That worries me a little bit about him. Gosh, 9-5. Is he really going to be a big favorite here? I mean, David's usually right. If he makes him that big a favorite, it's very rare that he's wrong. Very rare.
It's a little short.
Yeah, I mean, he's the speed, maybe. An honored bull, but I don't know. The other thing is, the 2 and 3, aren't one of them going to be a speed horse in here? Do you really think that neither of these horses are going to show speed?
Yeah, we don't know what either of them are.
Right.
They both
and it's
might
just
be.
for
One
Todd
of them,
Pletcher
though, yeah.
dropping down, Kendrick and Dillon, one of these horses is going to be forward.
My guess would be it's the 2. Bullet Gate Drill going
Yeah.
5 furlongs. Kendrick's aboard.
I don't know. I don't have an answer. And,
But it's a
sort of
guess, yeah.
Fun race. We'll see what happens in race number 5. I like today's card. I really do.
It is
And I
good,
enjoy
yeah.
talking about it, and kind of feels even more open talking about it with so many disagreements. Race number 6. You and I don't love the 4, Marion Cross. So we're going to show her race in October at Laurel. I know she's the speed in here. The rails have moved out, I think, 12 feet. They've been at 0. I don't love her turf races. I thought this was a tougher field.
I think it's a lot tougher field. But, yeah, she is quick. She's probably going to be alone in front. She got a major assist with the 2 coming out because the 2 was probably the other speed in the race. So
I agree.
that's going to help her chances quite a bit. So maybe off that you actually upgrade her.
I thought my horse would be stalking her, Francis Stanley, who we'll get to in a moment.
I thought long and hard, and I actually had that horse on top a lot. But she's the interesting one here.
I'm gonna believe in Bill Morey. Bill Morey off the claim on turf at Naira is 4 for 5. He's 5 for 11 overall. Let's take a look at Francis Stanley last time at Turfway. The one knock I have is, do you remember Hawksmoor Dam, Leal runner?
Yeah.
She was 100 buyers. She won 1.15 million. Yet they've run this horse only in maiden claiming races, and she's a filly.
Multiple Group 1
She's
placed.
a filly, so she has potentially a little bit of value as a broodmare. I just trust Bill Morey off the claim. And the other thing is, isn't she going to be forward? Right outside the 7, if not in front? So I don't worry about her from a pace standpoint, and I'm just going to trust in Bill Morey. He's had such good numbers off the claim on turf here. It's as simple as that for me.
Yeah, with that dam, she could definitely move way up on the grass. But I question a little. I mean, I agree with you. She's going to be sitting off the 4 in here. She wasn't on the lead with Wesley Ward. She's probably not going to be in the lead in here. But you never know. But yeah, probably sitting
she's
just
gonna be
off that one.
forward.
But yeah, that dam was so good on the grass. Multiple graded stakes winner, multiple Group 1 place, as you said, 1.15 million earnings. The only other full, 1 for 6 on the grass. It was a maiden 16 at Tampa. But not to say this one couldn't be a lot better. So yeah, this one is a major danger, and have to use this one on your tickets. Have to.
I like her. I'm betting her. What do you like about Spirit of Esther? It looks
So-
like she wants more distance, doesn't she?
I don't know. I go back to the one time she tried sprinting on the turf at Saratoga, and that was her turf debut.
She had real trouble in that race,
She
supposedly.
yeah she
Is that the one that's missing?
yeah it's the race that's not there on Naira Bets. You can't find it on Formulator. Got bounced around a little bit coming out, broke near last in there. Did get steadied on the backstretch and pulled back a little bit, and then did make a nice little run. I did make up a ton of ground, but had to go wide and made up some ground. I thought it was a better than looked 5.5 furlong turf sprint for her. And then the next time goes long in the grass and actually runs a very much better figure. That if she could do that sprinting today, she's gonna be right in the mix against.
I
this
agree.
group.
I worry about her sprinting, and I don't love her last turf race because it was a bit of a merry-go-round affair. But Red Burgundy is
And-
obviously good.
And we should say too, Carlos Martin's having a really strong year, isn't he?
Super year. His horses are really running, no
Yeah.
question about it. His horse almost actually got second from Cornucopian in one of the biggest disappointments ever. And the lesson on Cornucopian is rushing horses just doesn't get you a reward. It just doesn't. And this is a horse that's too talented to have been as big a disappointment. And I think it's a result of bad choices by the connections, because obviously there's a lot of money in getting him to win a Triple Crown race. I get all of that. Sometimes it's not really worth it with your horse, because where's Cornucopian now?
Yeah, I agree.
He's nowhere. And Bob Baffert has had an enormous amount of success in his career not handling horses like that. And people can say, well, he rushed Justified. Did he really? He broke his maiden, then he found an allowance race for him at a mile, then he went to the Santa Anita Derby. There was, and he was justified too.
And it's not to say it's his choice.
I'm sure it's not his choice.
Yeah.
I am certain that Bob did not think that's the way I want to handle Cornucopia. I want to break my maiden at 6 and go to a mile and 1/8, because if you look at his numbers, he doesn't do things like that.
Yeah.
You know, and I understand that horse that broke his maiden out in Santa Anita. Actually, the second horse, the New York bred, is running here in the last race on Sunday. He had Global something. He's running on it this weekend, I think Saturday at Churchill in Anomalers of 1.
Okay.
He is a big type of horse, the one's close, but he ran one a 6 furlong race first time out, and now he's running an allowance race. He's doing like a mind frame type thing. And I imagine a good performance there. Bob is going to think maybe I get him to the Belmont. He could be that good, but rushing doesn't work. This is a fun race. What about Scarborough Fair getting back on the turf? Because, you know, this horse's 2 races on the turf were going long. I thought he might be more of a sprinting type for Linda, and I thought he could be kind of an interesting horse in Linda's barn, trying the turf, back on the turf, after kind of in tough races and going too far.
Okay.
Also, he's in a race last time, the last turf race that just really kind of fell apart. Anyway,
I think there's a couple of interest. The one quick power nap and the 5 Linerite are 2 horses that they never
they'll
win.
win.
But they're going to get a piece. I would almost, if
Linerate
it's a
always
fun
does.
race to play a trifecta super, Linerite always gets a piece of it, but you usually cannot win. So
Got a little hang in her.
yeah,
This is a fun race. No, this is a good race. Great to have turf racing
Yeah.
back in this race. So, race number 7. I know Broadway
this
Lights
is
scratched.
very interesting race.
I'm going to disagree with David's line here. I think Scottish Lassie's going to be 3-5 in here. And frankly, I think she should be 3-5. We'll take a look at her Frizette. I think she is really good. And I'll tell you something. I don't agree with the rider change. And I think the feeling was that Jose was too close to the pace last time. I'm not exactly sure what you expected him to do in that race. I think she ran very well in the Breeders' Cup when you consider how that race fell apart. To me, she has a chance to be one of the best 3-year-old fillies in the country. And I think she's going to drown
Well,
this field and pay
let's
320.
have her run a race first before I say
Well,
that.
this race in the Frizette was a huge effort, Greg. You going to deny that?
No, that was. I thought off that performance, there was an argument she could have been the favorite.
Right. I mean, yes, we all thought she might be favored in her lap. She was 7-2.
Before we crown her as a 3-year-old filly,
no,
let's have
I'm
her
just saying.
run a race.
I said she has a chance to be one of the best 3-year-old fillies
I
in the
don't know
country.
about that. Okay.
You don't think she has a chance to be one of the best
I
3-year-old?
want to see how she comes back. I can't.
I agree,
I
but-
couldn't even say that statement.
Really? Oh, I can.
Okay.
Well, who are the killers out there? You looked at Kentucky Oaks. I mean, Goodshear's a nice horse. Torpedo Anna would have lapped her.
Yeah.
You know, last year's Kentucky Oaks, frankly, had a number of better horses than this year's Kentucky Oaks. Not to be too harsh
She
on
could
them,
wind
but
up being very good. I want to see it first.
of course we
Yeah,
do. And I'm
yeah.
not, listen, I'm picking a horse to have a favorite. I don't think there's a chance she'll be 8-5. I think she'll be an overwhelming favorite. And I think she should be.
I agree with you. She should be an overwhelming favorite. She's probably going to easily win this race. I think maybe 4-5, but maybe she'll be as low as 3-5. Having said that,
What's Lottie Margaret's story?
this is the time to try and get her. She's off a 6-month layoff here. First start back. Will she take that progression from 2 to 3? We'll see. But Lottie Margaret, she really has not run a bad race in her career. And the last 2 starts, she's paired up figures where if she can improve a little bit off that performance, which you often see when a horse pairs up numbers back to back, and she's going in the right direction. One of them was in a stakes race, by the way, granted for New York breds. She's right in the mix with the big figure Scottish Lassie ran to win that Grade 1.
I don't.
Now I know she did that as a 2-year-old,
I don't see it.
but I think she's very dangerous in here, and
Okay.
she has the recency as well.
She'll be a price. I'm wondering what to do with Cassiar in here, and we'll show her debut where she got that big figure at Tampa. She really took a step back, stretching out last time. To me, though, given the big fig first time out and trusting in Shug, I think she's a dangerous if you think a horse is going to improve. I thought it would be her. You're not a fan?
No, I have her third. The Dam produced one of my faves, too, who hasn't quite become what we thought, Ben Duke.
Oh, he's running Sunday.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I love Ben Duke.
He looks pretty good Sunday. He's going to be tough to beat.
Really?
Yeah, he looks pretty
Well,
good.
this horse, she could wind up being pretty good, and maybe just less ground is what she wants.
Yeah, I think she's a little bit dangerous, but you and I disagree in here. I think Scottish Lassie.
Dry Powder ran a big figure in the
She
debut.
did. She did.
But,
I want no part of that barn, but
okay.
Speed ran 1, 2, 3, 4 around the racetrack. I figured she'll be forward, but I don't want any part of her. But
Look, there's probably no horse on the card that's more exciting today than Scottish Lassie.
the other thing you're not as excited about as you should be, assuming they didn't make any changes, is this Luca Panici's Aqueduct debut.
Yeah, that's true.
I mean, that's got to be a moment that we probably should. Do we have a Luca Panici feature to show on the?
I'm
nice guy, by the
sure
way, nice
our
guy.
crew is all over it.
Yeah, I mean, get Ernie, get to work on that Luca Panici feature.
He wouldn't
Come
talk to
on.
me this morning, so maybe that's what
Really?
he's working on. He was too busy.
Maybe he hates you.
No, he was in the
You
zone.
don't think it's possible
editing.
it's hate? We're talking about our good friend. We have Ernie. We like Ernie so much that we have the Ernie Munich doll on the side of the set. Ernie looks like Nosferatu.
Wow.
David's texting me, so he's going to be telling me why I'm wrong about the line. He's always right. He says conserve the line because he said he's worrying that she could be a little short for the race, the workout. So he thought maybe she might need a race, as you've suggested.
Okay.
And that's why he made her a bigger price. Okay, thank you. David's got one busy week this week. I think he's doing videos for every single race being done on the entire 2 days at Churchill Downs.
Is he really?
David, the two guys, David and Nick Tamaro, are the two hardest working guys in horse racing. Those guys are everywhere. Tamaro's down at Churchill this week. Great man, Nick Tamaro. All right, race number 8. This one we agree. If race number 8, we both pick Big Beautiful. We'll show the last race. I mean, nothing is for certain. But if she runs this last race, she's not going to lose it. I mean, if she runs this last race, she's like a lead pipe cinch in here, right?
Yeah.
I'm not saying she
it's
will.
Gulfstream on the turf.
I know, and I don't know where it came from, but she is lightly raced. But I mean, Spinning Colors would be 2 to 5 in this field.
Yeah, she's a 4-time. The winner's a 4-time winner on the
Hennig,
grass.
good horse.
The filly who's behind her was second in the stake at Monmouth behind Spaladay. 4th place finisher, came back and won next time out. It's a pretty good group, and she has the ability to be close and stalking, sitting probably just off that horse outside, Lakeside Getaway. There's a lot to like with her. I
She could even be
desperately wanted to pick against her.
So did
that
I.
field was too good.
So did I. And Lakeside Getaway, you mentioned, will show her last race. I worry, though, with her. Where has she been? I mean, you don't end your season in late July being in Saratoga unless something went wrong, and now she comes back. But she does have speed, and she should be forward, and she has some good races. The problem that I have not only is, like, where else are you supposed to go in this race? I've got Determined Princess and the Pilata sisters, second, third, and fourth. I just don't see how they're going to win this race unless
Pilata
the 6
sisters.
completely fails to show up.
I don't know. I think the 3's going to run a lot better than we think against this. The 6 maybe is just that good. I need her to prove it here in New York. I think Pilata Sisters has several races and against better company where she could be a major danger here. And it's kind of buried form in there a little bit too.
Okay.
I mean, she was competitive. That even that race at Saratoga against allowance optional 62, that's a lot better than looked. Sixth place finish. She earned a big number for that relative to this group. I think she's a danger.
I believe that Wayne Potts' numbers in turf routes. This might be at Naira. I'm not exactly sure. He's 0 for 30 with
Okay.
1 hitting the board. I have to get a specific stat. Guys can look it up. His numbers in turf routes are astoundingly bad. They are what they are. We don't make the stats. This horse has been with Sandy Goldbarg as well since the claim. All right, we'll see what happens. Been fun. Looking forward to the card. For this
It's
weekend.
going to be a big lean in the last for sure.
Yes, I agree. Big weekend coming up, of course, with the Derby this weekend. Big weekend here. A lot of terrific racing, a lot of good grass racing coming up. Stake races. We got 4 stakes on Sunday, 4, I think, on Saturday. We got a stake tomorrow. Going to be a great weekend of racing. Head over to Naira Bets. You know you want to play over at Naira Bets. Use the promo code Derby25. Bet any track, anywhere, anytime. Play through Naira Bets. Also, we have Eddie's favorite moment, the cross-country Big Five. Eddie puts $1,000 in the cross-country Big Five every day, and he said one day he's going to hit it. He's hopeful. I know. Eddie, I know everything. I'm following you around. We are on from 1 to 6 on FS2, covering our action in Oaklawn. Last week at Oaklawn as well. 3 days of racing through Saturday. And we are on from 6 to 6:30 on FS2 with a Kentucky Derby preview show. We're even bringing the MIG in, even though he's at Oaklawn.
Yeah, we need his expertise.
He's coming back in just a few days. Looking forward to seeing him.
I am too. He's been gone for a while. Done a great job out there the entire
He has
meet.
done a sensational job at Oaklawn, and I speak for everybody, especially in our TV department, that we really appreciate him going there and doing that for us.
As you said too, worth bringing up, handicapping for the races this weekend. Look at the weather report for Louisville.
Yeah, I hope it changes, and their weather can change a lot, but it's not looking good. Anyway, today and tomorrow look okay, but Saturday looks like iffy. Anyway, we're done. Chris Griffin's up next. Reprise, scratch, and changes. Have a great day.
Horse racing? Check. Weekly promotions? Got 'em. Huge payouts? You bet. With Naira Bets. Download the app today and bet on any track, anywhere, anytime with live HD horse races, betting tips and tutorials, expert picks, and more. You bet with Naira Bets. Join now for a new member bonus at NairaBets.